Okay, so hello guys, and welcome to another Minecraft stream. And today, hopefully people will join, because, people have been wanting me to stream for a while, because, people in my realm are ready to fight the Ender Dragon. I have been gone for a while, so I have been doing some improvements today, like I actually upgraded my house, everything, like added some new levels. I'm not sure if I built this. Actually, yeah, I've built this since the last stream. But this is basically like a sheep farm. Someone stole my pig while I was gone for some reason. I don't know why. Don't know why people aren't joining. Like, people have been wanting me to stream for a while. I might have to say it on my Discord server. So if anyone on my Discord server, actually, I might have to let people know on here. So, I'm actually pretty surprised that people aren't joining right now. People have been wanting me to stream for a while, so okay, good. Okay, DOBD's joined. Okay, okay, so Baby Rod is gonna join. I'm also hoping to have the beach on here in a bit. I'm not sure if he's gonna join the world or not, but he's at least gonna be talking on here in the voice chat on Discord. So I want to see if I can invite some others. Are you on Switch? Yes, you could actually, if you have Bedrock Edition, you could join this realm. Basically, it's on every device. Hey, Cartfessor. So, Cartfessor says, Hi, Reese. I feel like the 2D DK has a 95% chance, and the Switch Sports Resort has a 70% chance for 2022. I think I need to get more food. I don't want to kill any of my sheep right now. So, like, I could breed more. Those sheep, yeah, you could take that out of context, but yeah, I need to get some wheat. Did you hear that Nintendo potentially fixed Joy-Con drift? Yeah, I saw that video about the cardboard method where you have to stick a piece of paper or cardboard in where the analog stick is, and it apparently actually fixed drift. That's actually really interesting. I'm surprised people haven't found that out before, but I mean, there's been crazier situations in the Nintendo community. Or was that are you talking about that one video, or Nintendo actually, like, said something about it? Because I know I've seen that one video, but did Nintendo say anything? If Nintendo actually did anything about it, I might actually have to cover that in the video. It's not the cardboard method. I'm talking about official Nintendo. Okay, that's actually really interesting. Could you maybe send a link in my Discord server so I could see it? I'm probably gonna see it anyway, because like game journalists usually cover this stuff, but that's actually really interesting. Was it like an official statement? You know, going back to that thing Cartfessor said, Switch Sports Resort, that's actually really interesting. And, because, like, there was like, Wii Sports was really popular, well, since it was bundled in with every Wii, and also Wii Sports Resort was pretty popular, too. And since they did, kind of dabble a little bit into it with Clubhouse Games, I think it would be interesting to actually see Nintendo go back or like actually do an enhanced port of like Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort. Let's fight the Ender Dragon later in the stream. Yeah, I want to wait till like Rod joins, a few others join. Don't mind me, I'm breeding sheep. Actually, I'm gonna shear some of them. Oh, crap. Forgot, yeah, I'm used to playing on PC. The only reason I do it on Switch is because my capture card, it's just easier, and it doesn't lag at all. Actually, I think I should use the rest of this to, make bread. The AI is always smart in sports games. Yeah, one thing that I noticed about Mario Golf Super Rush is that the AI is very smart. That really depends. Like, I mean, sometimes it's just really weird, and then sometimes it's pretty broken. Like, especially if you use the star sets, or like the Star Club sets, those are actually really broken if you use them on the CPUs. I feel like a lot of people think that the AI in Super Rush is pretty bad, but it's actually, like, if you saw the like Star Club sets, like, I think there was a video of it, like one of the characters actually got like an albatross on like one of the Bowser's Castle holes. Wii Sports Resort is awesome, but hard at the same time. Oh. Okay, the beach is here. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and call the beach. Hey!
Greasy here, talking about my favorite game of all time, Paper Mario.
Yeah, actually, welcome to the Andre stream. The Andre Game Explained stream.
Alright, can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I on the stream?
Yep.
Because I'm currently doing some multitasking, and I'm playing some Game & Wario on the Wii U. I got a physical copy for the first time for a cheap price. So I'm testing it out along with the other Wii U I got that I'm gonna mod very soon. I just need to find a hard drive for it because it's an 8 GB model.
Sometime, would you like to join the Minecraft realm that I'm on, or the Minecraft server that I have?
I need to play more Minecraft, but from what I've played, I never really got into it. I mean, that's not saying Minecraft's bad, it's just, it's not really something I found myself to get into, but I can totally see how others like it. But I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah, I'd say it's a lot funner with other people. Like, it's kind of one of those games.
Word. You should know that, Reese. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, caught you off guard. So, have you played Game & Wario at all? Because it's a very weird game, and I know WarioWare games are weird, but this one specifically is weird in a different kind of way. Like, if you played it, you'll know what I mean.
I actually haven't played it before.
Really?
I've seen like a lot of gameplay footage of it, and I know WarioWare Gold has Gamer from Game & Wario, but I actually haven't played it.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Gamer's the best game in it, but it's essentially a collection of mini games instead of micro games that utilize the gamepad. It's very interesting to say the least, but if you want to buy a physical one, good luck
Yeah,
because it's not.
yeah, I heard it's pretty expensive.
What I decided to do is I just got the disc only because I wanted to have a physical copy of every WarioWare game. And I did actually get the digital one years ago as part of the Club Nintendo Platinum Rewards. Yeah, of course, the first year I get the Platinum Reward, it's, of course, a digital game. I mean, the problem is a lot of people had a lot of the games already. So, Game & Wario was the only one I think I didn't have, and I'm glad I chose it because it's very cool. But
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get the digital version before the eShop shuts down.
yeah, regarding that though, apparently it's only in Japan, but the reason why I made the video on it is it's probably not a good sign of things to come. And it's been
Hmm.
like, what, 10 years since the 3DS eShop opened? I think the Wii eShop lasted for like 10 years or so,
Yeah,
or something like
actually,
that.
since it opened in 2006 and I think it closed. Yeah, it closed in 2019. So that was like that was well, since it opened at the end of 2006, that was about 12 years. So and then the 3DS one that opened in 2011, and yeah, and then I'm guessing it will probably close in 2023. So that's about 12 years. So that kind of makes sense.
I mean, I wish they wouldn't. I wish they do what Microsoft and Sony do, where they keep them up. I'm sure it wouldn't cost that much. And also, I'm not sure if you would know the answer to this question, but why are Wii U servers still up? It just is surprising to me because when the 3DS and Wii U came out, they like literally shut down the servers for both the 3D or DS and Wii for Nintendo Online or Nintendo Wi-Fi. I mean, there are solutions there with the fan servers like WiiFi, but I just find it a bit strange that they were so quick to close those down. But the 3DS and Wii U have had online for, I would say, quite some time. I think the only game impacted was you can't upload new levels in Mario Maker, but that's not really too
Hmm.
big of a deal because you can play most games online. And
Yeah, and
like I said,
I'm pretty sure you could still like play Mario Maker levels.
yeah, you can play them, you just can't upload them.
Okay.
But what I'm talking about mainly is like, I was getting some footage of Splatoon, and the game is still actively being played. Also, Mario Kart 8,
Hmm.
surprisingly.
That's actually really interesting. Like maybe people just maybe there's something about maybe they wanted to play the battle mode on there even though the battle mode is significantly better in 8 Deluxe.
No, it's not the battle mode. People are still playing the regular mode.
Hmm.
It's very interesting,
It's
but
really weird cuz I mean like 8 Deluxe is much better.
I think there were some people who got a Wii U but just didn't get a Switch. It's
Okay.
not like, yeah.
So someone said my Nintendo sucks. I actually kind of like my Nintendo. It's not as good as Club Nintendo, but I feel like when my
The,
Nintendo started back in 2016, it wasn't very good. I think the best
the
thing out of
rewards have
them,
gotten much better.
yeah, like the best thing about the rewards back in like 2016 was like the free Wii U and 3DS games. Like I actually managed to get a couple. I got Flipnote Studio for 3DS, and I also
Oh
got
man, you're breaking my heart in just one word or just one game.
and
I would say
wait, so you
that
yeah, so did you miss out on that the Flipnote Studio 3DS?
no, I didn't, but that's the most disappointing game in my life, I would say. Even worse than Sticker Star.
Hmm.
It's not, so I love Flipnote Studio. It was I spent so much time on it on my DSi. That's pretty much the main reason why I got the DSi. So hearing about a follow-up was amazing. I was so excited to get it. There were new colors, new tools, stuff like that. And what happened was they released it in 2013. They said we were supposed to get it in the summer of 2013, but then they delayed it. Then, of course, a swap note situation happened where people were using it in the wrong way. And for some reason, they decided to make a GIMP version of Flipnote Studio 3D for the US finally to just throw us a bone. And all you could do is just make flip notes and send them locally. There was no Flipnote Hatena, there was no Gallery World. Japan got it, but we didn't. But everything's closed
Hmm.
now. But if you're interested, there's a thing called Pseudomemo, which resurrects Flipnote Studio, or Flipnote Hatena, my bad. But it's not quite the same, because with Flipnote Studio, it definitely was a product of its time. A lot of the flip notes, like if you remember Funny Dora at all, a lot of this stuff now is just like, these people want to make really cool flip notes stuff, like music videos based on anime, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, on Flipnote, you get a bunch of weird stuff like the Funny Dora thing, the star begging flip notes, if you remember those, the countless stolen flip notes. Those were good times, man.
Yeah. I have yeah, the Flipnote Studio 3DS. Yeah, that was definitely pretty disappointing.
It was
But
majorly disappointing, but
yeah, but
there's still
I do
small
think it's kind
community
of
for it.
interesting though, because it's a pretty rare downloadable game, because of its like availability and everything.
The thing is, Flipnote fans begged Nintendo for the game. So think of it kind of in the way that with the Nintendo 64 DD, they decided to eventually release it, but the only way they did was in Japan, and it was via mail order subscription. You couldn't even buy the thing in stores. So technically they did release it, but they never wanted to. So it's a very similar case here.
Soshi the
It's kind of
Yoshi's
like,
Soshi the Yoshi said, I've yet to get Flipnote Studio 3D. I don't think it's available anymore. Like, cause wasn't
I
it?
think it is.
I thought it was only available on My Nintendo, or wasn't that a limited time thing or something?
I think it's still on my Nintendo. I'm not quite sure,
I
but
actually I'm gonna go ahead and check real quick. I think they shut down most of the 3DS and Wii U stuff on My Nintendo.
you know what was super weird? My
What?
Nintendo actually had WarioWare Touched as a game you could get for a little while. It wasn't like there for a long time, and I was disappointed about that, but
Yeah,
I got a physical copy.
yeah. Didn't they also do Mario 64?
Mario 64 DS? No,
No,
because
no, I meant like just Mario 64, like a download, like a free copy of Mario 64 on Wii U.
I would have probably remembered that, but I don't recall them doing that. But I found it very weird that they had WarioWare Touched. Yeah, I hope I didn't say Twisted because they didn't do that. But what's very weird about that is that they converted a DS game to apparently the DSiWare format, making it the only digital downloadable DS game on the 3DS.
That's really interesting.
It is pretty interesting, and I gotta say, WarioWare Touched is a pretty good game. It's not the best WarioWare by any means. I'd say it's one of the weaker entries, but it's still great regardless. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
I would
only
say,
WarioWare that would.
isn't like WarioWare Snapped really the only bad one?
Even then, it's like a $5 DSiWare game.
Yeah,
It's yeah, it could be considered bad. I thought it was okay. I enjoyed my time with it, but Snapped, yeah, I could see how people found that bad. Mainly because the camera on the DSi was a little bit crappy, and it couldn't really detect the movement unless you had good lighting, and even then, it still had problems. So yeah, it wasn't exactly a great game, but
and going
there
back,
really hasn't been a bad WarioWare game.
yeah, and going back to My Nintendo, I feel like, yeah, going back to the fact that it's getting a lot better lately. Sure, it's definitely not as good as Club Nintendo, but I do think the rewards are definitely increasing in quality because, like, I feel like each reward kind of gets incrementally better. Like since I feel like they were just testing it first when they did like a couple keychains and like a sticker sheet. I feel like that was basically testing the popularity of like physical
It's a step in
rewards.
the right direction.
But then they did the posters, which were really cool, and I actually have the 3D All Stars posters. Like
Yeah, I do too.
yeah, I actually got frames for them, and they're above my computer. And they also did like this really cool art panel for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And I feel like they're doing a lot of really cool rewards, and it definitely looks promising what they'll do in the future. Like, imagine like what they'll do for like WarioWare or Metroid, like it, because I feel like they kind of have like some kind of like merchandise for games that are coming out, and I think that's really cool. Like, because they came out with like this golf bag tag for Mario Golf Super Rush, and then they came out with like I think these picture frames and letters for new Pokemon Snap, and then for Bowser's Fury they have like a lanyard with like a little figure on it.
I mean, that's pretty cool. If they ever make a remake of Super Mario Brothers 2, they should have a Super Mario Brothers 2 themed hookah as one of the rewards you could get.
Yeah, but I'm actually pretty excited to see what they'll do for WarioWare Get It Together, because I feel like Nintendo always has some interesting like advertising things for WarioWare, because when they released WarioWare Gold, they had Wario take over the Nintendo Twitter account.
I mean, they had Groose, but I don't see us getting any Groose themed stuff anytime soon.
Yeah, but do you remember back in 2018 when, like, they basically Wario took over the 3DS eShop and also the Twitter account?
Yeah, I remember that.
I thought that was pretty
Uh,
cool, and I have a feeling they're probably gonna do it again because, like, Get It Together will seems like it will have similar advertising to WarioWare Gold.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, but I know this is completely unrelated, but I've been playing quite a bit of Super Mario Brothers 2. I actually beat it, surprisingly, because I thought the game was harder than I remembered, but apparently it wasn't. So what I was playing is with Mario 2, I was playing the All-Stars version, and it's surprisingly easier than I remembered, but I also played the original Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic, and I'm laughing at Soshi's comment about the 2018 Direct. Let's stop the Direct to talk about DK's eyes ears. It was facial expressions. I actually got a story related to that. But if you played the original Doki Doki Panic, and of course Mario 2, there is Arabian influence in it, which is really cool. Like, that's what the game was based on, and even if you're playing something as recent as, Paper Mario the Origami King, or Mario Kart 7 or Tour, they have Shy Guy Bazaar, which is, it's always cool seeing stuff like that in Mario games, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, I think in that Mario Golf DLC predictions video that I did with Star Chronics, he mentioned that like a theme based on Shy Guy Bazaar and Super Mario Bros. 2 would be interesting.
I mean, yeah, it would be, but should be stuff that was in the base game, but we could talk about Mario Golf all day.
Yeah.
And, yeah, E3 20 was non-existent. Okay, Soshi, so I was at this Smash Fest. It wasn't a tournament or anything. And to answer two common questions, one, it didn't apparently the one Reese went to did. And two, a lot of people were playing Ultimate, some Melee. I was playing Melee. And I brought other games with. I brought Mario Kart Double Dash, I brought WarioWare Mega Party games, and I brought Mario Party 6. All they wanted to do was play Smash. Like, I guarantee that a lot of the people who were at that Smash Fest would probably play Smash for 24 hours. Do you remember that episode of iCarly where Spencer practices getting good at Pac-Rat, which is essentially just Pac-Man? It gets to the point where he makes the contraption so he can go to the bathroom and still play the game. I guarantee you a lot of Smash players would do that. So to summarize,
That's what I would
everything,
do with Paper Mario. Hey, that's what I would do with Paper Mario.
yeah, but you could pause Paper Mario. But I understand why people don't see E3 2018 as one of the worst, because when it comes to Smash, people get obsessive over it. Like, Nintendo could literally showcase no games but Smash, and people would still be happy, but I was just disappointed, and I guess I'm in the minority. But that was years ago. The E3 this year was really good.
Yeah. I feel like I'm really glad that they're bringing back a lot of franchises that they really haven't been touching in years. This is really some stuff that I wanted to see from Nintendo for a while, like a brand new innovative WarioWare game that actually has like a new mechanic in it. Because I know like WarioWare DIY and WarioWare Gold were amazing, but like this new one is actually kind of in line with the first 4 games. Like actually and technically snapped too, like having like, and also Mega Party games actually having like a new feature in the game.
I mean, Mega Party games, that really didn't have a new feature. That was
Well,
pretty much just a port of WarioWare on the Game Boy Advance for the GameCube, yeah.
yeah,
And it added
I kind of
multiplayer.
technically lump that with like the first WarioWare game, kind of like as the GameCube version of that game.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's a cool game for sure, but I prefer the regular original WarioWare to that game. But
Why did they port it to GameCube if you could play Game Boy Advance games on GameCube?
to add multiplayer capabilities, I think
Hmm. That's
that was the
weird
main
because
reason why. But
that's
you
weird because
can link in.
that's weird because they could have added because like multiplayer is like you could do multiplayer with the Game Boy Advance, so that's weird that they didn't just like do a link cable support for that game.
I mean, all right, let's be real here. What would you rather do? Would you rather daisy chain Game Boy Advances together and play like that, or just play on a GameCube or Wii?
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense playing multiplayer on GameCube.
Maybe
Though,
the next Mario Kart to have cups on that have one giant track, and each race would be a different area, much like in Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix. Yeah, it was interesting what that did, but I
you know,
hate to mention this, Soshi. It breaks my heart, but with Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix, the cups really only have 2 tracks, and then the other 2 in it are variations. That's not saying it's a bad thing because it's an arcade game, but if you're referring to something like that, I probably wouldn't want to see that in a console game. I did apply for the voice acting thing for Nathaniel Bandy, but I didn't get a response. Where was the Smash Fest at? It was in Pyongyang, North Korea, Cartfesser. If anything, Mario Kart 9 needs to wow me after playing some other kart racers. I mean, after Crash Team Racing, not saying Activision's a good company, but the developers of that game, Beanox, they did a great job on it. And even Mario Kart Tour was pretty great.
yeah, I feel like behind all of the crappy stuff going on with the microtransactions in Mario Kart Tour, I feel like it's still a pretty good game. Like it's really fun.
Yeah, it is really fun. It's just or the only thing stopping it from being a great Mario Kart is obviously the gacha and mobile mechanics.
Yeah.
Soshi, the most important thing Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix 2 added was obviously Justin Bertie's announcement. You know what? People have been talking about them making another Mario Baseball, and Justin Bertie actually was an announcer for MLB in Japan. Wouldn't it be awesome to see him in a new Mario Baseball game? And Bandai Namco also developed the Mario Baseball games. It makes perfect sense, don't you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Now, this is a complicated question. What do you think about the whole Activision situation? Because Jay Plays was saying, I'm never going to play it again. And essentially, you know, I love the Crash series, but this is a very complicated situation because it's not like Nintendo where they're anti-consumer sometimes. This is much, much worse.
Definitely. I feel like buying them used is probably the best option. Like from either from GameStop or like Amazon or eBay, kind of like that. I feel like that would be the best option because I would not buy directly like a new copy of the game because that's definitely gonna contribute to like the company everything. And I feel like if you're
Yeah.
if you're gonna play a game from Activision, I would say just buy it used.
Oh no, I have a copy of Pitfall on Atari. Am I bad for that? I think, yeah, they were actually the first third-party company. And it's just a shame to see how evil these companies are. I mean, we talk about Nintendo a lot, but in reality, they're only anti-consumer. That's not saying there's a magic goo that should shield them from criticism, but from what I've heard, Nintendo treats its employees pretty well, and especially with Mr. Iwata, he cut his salary in half so he wouldn't have to lay employees off. Meanwhile, this guy at Activision, you want to guess his net worth? Take a guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Just throw a number out there and take a guess on what his net worth is.
I'm not sure, like $1 billion or something.
$7 billion. That is ridiculous.
Yeah,
When people talk about the pay that CEOs get here being, like, marginally unfair, I think Activision's one of the worst cases.
definitely.
And of course, yeah, I couldn't get an Activision game after hearing the news. And if you guys are Crash fans, it's uncertain what was going to happen to Crash anyway, because apparently the studio that made the Crash games got designated to work on Call of Duty games. So stuff like
That's
that's going on before.
another bad, obviously not as bad, but another bad thing that Activision did.
Yeah, it is. But I think just the work culture there, like from what I've heard, I definitely don't want to bring it up on the stream.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's terrible what they do.
I don't even, Devin said, I don't even bother with Activision, even if I like Spyro.
It's just a shame that Activision owns Crash and Spyro because it's just like those are two of my favorite platformers. Of course, I prefer Nintendo games, but they're great games. And it's a shame that they're owned by such a terrible company. And Nintendo is terrible in the consumer way. They're definitely anti-consumer, but when you combine being anti-consumer and anti-humanity, pretty much, that's where it gets even worse.
Yeah. And, actually, I forgot what I was gonna say for a second. It was related to Activision, but, actually, I think, another bad thing, even though this is kind of like a different thing, or still kind of related and linked to this situation, but I don't think it's okay to attack people that work at Activision, like especially the victims of this situation, because there's actually people on Twitter attacking some of the victims of this Activision situation, like for being involved with
Really?
it. Yeah,
Oh, on Twitter? Well, thankfully, I got off of Twitter on the right time. I'm so glad I got off that stupid website. And I will make a video on it. I've been working on a script for it. But to summarize it, it's just like some of the main reasons why I left are people took my tweets out of context and warped criticism into whining. Like you saw some of my tweets, didn't you?
yeah,
One of the tweets was about if Nintendo keeps on making unfinished games, this is what Mario Kart 9 is going to look like. And I created a mock-up of Mario Kart 9 that looked pretty terrible. Did you see that one?
yeah,
The reason why I did it is because I don't feel the Mario sports games impact people as much because they're not as popular. But I do know that Mario Kart impacts people. And people, instead of seeing it as criticism, you're fine to disagree with me, I don't care. But I got mocked. I got put on an account called Nintendo Fans Complaining About Nintendo.
actually, you know,
And it doesn't hurt
I think
my
I got put,
feelings.
I think I got put on one of those related accounts. I think there was one called humorous Nintendo tweets or something like that, where it's just people like Nintendo tweets that like aren't really funny that are trying to joke. And basically, I made that one. I think it was about that one of the Paper Mario tweets I made. Do you know the one Gonzalez in Paper Mario. That one joke that was based on the that one Sonic meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ended up putting that on there because it's basically, oh, you're bashing modern Paper Mario. Like that post that I did was clearly just like a joke on there, and it was basically kind of about like the designs and continuity of Paper Mario. Mostly
You're
with,
not allowed to have an opinion on Twitter. If you have an opinion on Twitter, you're just whining and complaining. You should be grateful that Sakurai even knew Mario Kart Tour was a thing. Be grateful, not hateful.
be grateful that they're even adding content after launch, so it will bring life into the game after it launched, and the game won't die so quickly, even though the content in the game at launch is pretty lacking.
Look, I know you like Mario Golf Super Rush. My opinion on it is different, but has it impacted our friendship in any way?
Not at all.
Exactly. EB and I have different opinions on the SpongeBob spin-offs. Hasn't impacted our friendship, but Twitter just sees different opinions as like the spawn of Satan, and that's why I left the site. There's no civil discussion there. I'm
Yeah,
all for discussion. I know Soshi's in the chat, and when I heard that your favorite Mario Kart is Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix, it just brought joy to me, even though my favorite's actually 8 Deluxe, because it's so cool knowing someone else is passionate about the arcade games, and I'm not the only one. And of course, with Reese having Super Mario Brothers 2 be his favorite Mario game out of the original trilogy, that was very cool to hear too, because the answer is usually Mario 3.
yeah.
Also funny because Tanabe was the one who made that game.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic because I hate Tanabe. I hate
No,
Tanabe, and I hate Toads! Remember that from my... Take
I
that,
don't
you...
remember that.
Take that, you little piece of shiitake!
And you know, it would make sense if
That's from my obsessed with Paper Mario video.
you know, it would make sense if there were Goombas in Mario 2, but Twitter is a pretty mixed bag. I like the Nintendo news. The main reason why I originally got Twitter is to get alerts when amiibos were in stock. But if Nintendo is doing something right this time, it's the artificial scarcity really isn't a thing. With this amiibo situation for Skyward Sword HD, there is a legitimate reason why those aren't in stock, but everything else has been pretty easy to find. The Mario Game & Watch, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, that I will give Nintendo credit for. I'm so glad the artificial scarcity is a thing of the past. Because if you collected amiibos, you know the pain.
Yeah, I think there were, like a few years ago, there were certain amiibo that I was trying to find. I forgot, like, which game it was for, but, well, obviously Smash was one of them. I think also, like, there were, like, some other games that had, pretty rare amiibo. Like, there was that one Zelda line in 2016 and 2017.
It was to celebrate the anniversary of the series, I believe. I don't think it was extremely rare or anything, but
There were some of them that sold out pretty quickly. Like
I think the only one I have is the 8-bit Link.
I feel like the 8-bit Link was probably one of the more common ones, but then, like, ones like Skyward Sword were much more rare. Like, I'm not sure if they actually reprinted the Skyward Sword one or not for Skyward Sword HD. I don't think they did, because Nintendo usually announces when they reprint amiibos. And that's actually pretty interesting how they're... That's actually pretty interesting how they're reprinting some of the older Smash amiibos.
Sometimes they reprint amiibos without warning. I think they did that with the Rosalina and Luma amiibo. Do you remember when a guy got like 4,000 of them so that fans couldn't get them because he hated Rosalina?
Yeah, I remember that.
Actually, I think he bought just 100 of them, and he posted a picture. And there was the infamous scalping, but apparently this guy bought every Rosalina amiibo he could because he hated Rosalina and simply didn't want fans to have the amiibo. I mean, That has to be one of the most ridiculous things I have ever heard.
Yeah, imagine how much it costs to buy like that many amiibo.
I mean, the guy was rich. He made a video showcasing some Mario statue that he had that Nintendo employees would get for 20 years with working for the company. It was made by the same people who had the Oscar stuff. So this dude is rich in some way. But it's pretty impressive that, he has this stuff and he could talk about it, but instead decides to do things like buy 100 Rosalina amiibos.
Yeah,
No, I don't think Nintendo is going to celebrate the anniversary of Mario Kart. They never have. They won't even celebrate the anniversary of the most important game that they ever made.
it's kind of ironic that they're the one anniversary that they're celebrating this year. I know technically Zelda counts, but the one they're actually kind of acknowledging is the one that people least expected, which is Metroid.
Metroid?
Yeah, because Nintendo is actually stating, like, oh, it's the 35th anniversary of Metroid, and posting all the games and saying that Dread is kind of, like, linked with the 35th anniversary and everything. But it's kind of...
Well, that's because they have a new game to promote.
Yeah, but it's kind of ironic that they're, like, the one that no one expected, like, everyone was just writing off, like, a Metroid, 35th anniversary. Everyone was like, no, they're not gonna acknowledge it. Like, I mean... They're not even acknowledging like the Zelda one on the date, so it's kind of weird. They also randomly celebrated the anniversary of Paper Mario. Maybe they're stalking me or something.
I think they are. I think they're on your case, Reese.
Yeah.
I wish they'd be on Sochi and I's case and acknowledge the arcade games next.
Yeah, I wonder they're just gonna do Sticker Star HD one day. Like, just for
that'd
me.
be beautiful. You know what? Someone should make a homebrew version of Sticker Star for the Virtual Boy. I actually like the Virtual Boy.
Speaking of Sticker Star, I've actually been pretty interested in the beta of that game recently, because the beta, like, from the 2010 build of the game, it's like completely different from the final game. Like, it actually looked like a sequel to the Thousand Year Door.
I mean, yeah, but I know you really want to see that, but the Mario game I want to see the most is Virtual Boy Mario Land. Why don't we just plan something like the Area 51 thing? We all go to Japan and go into Nintendo's headquarters and find these lost games.
Yeah. Yeah,
like, I'm sure they have the treasure chest with all the lost games. We could find that Super Mario Effects game, too.
Yeah, and also the early builds of Super Mario 64 that people keep making mods of because of that one meme from last year.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, let me see. So, some of the comments. When you drink seltzer water, it sometimes gives you the hiccups. Imagine building an arcade machine, sticking in a modded Wii console with Mario Kart Arcade GP inside with a monitor, and connecting a wheel controller inside it. It sounds a bit more affordable than buying an actual cabinet. I believe they go for around like $2,500 to $5,000 for one, but with Mario Kart you probably want to get two. Although, strangely enough, Disney hotels would only have one, which was very weird.
So, Sophie the Yoshi said, I saw your tweet about the guy predicting Paper Mario 3DS, Reese. I feel kind of bad for them. Yeah, there was this one YouTuber, like back in 2010, 2011, posting prediction videos about Paper Mario 3DS and showcasing, like, screenshots of it. And then they did, like, top 10 partners that should be in the game, top 10 badges that should return, badge ideas, and it's just really... I feel really bad for them.
Yeah, it is terribly. But to be fair, if you looked at Paper Mario Sticker Star before it was called Sticker Star, and even when it was, you kind of got the idea that it was going to return to the form, because if you look at something like Super Paper Mario, you automatically know that that's going to be nothing like the original game. But, Sticker Star kind of looked like that. That's what it was going for.
Super Mario Bros. 2 when... Well, knowing how Tanabe is today, it's probably just gonna be, like, filled with toads. Like, It's just like the whole game is it's just gonna be like Toad textures. It's gonna be Super Mario Bros. 2, but like only Toad. You can only play as Toad. The only enemies are Toad, and like the background is Toad themed. That's how Super Mario Bros. 2 would be.
You know, I wonder if Tanabe was the mastermind behind Wario's Woods. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look that up right now.
I know.
So,
Didn't he produce some of the games in the WarioWare series?
I'm sure he did. Stay perky. Oh wait, there's a pre-order bonus pins for Metroid Dread. Interesting. Except, all right, yeah. Let's see. I'm more concerned about Wario's Woods now. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see who developed it. So, let's see. Alright, I'm not really finding any information on who developed this game. Oh, Intelligent Systems. They developed it. So let's see. Is Tanabe involved with this game? I don't see Kensuke Tanabe's name anywhere.
I think that
However,
I think that was before he was
what's
involved. I think that was before he was involved with most of Intelligent Systems projects. Because I think in the early 2000s he started the like with Metroid Prime and even Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door and Super Paper Mario. Like that's when he started producing games from Intelligent Systems.
You're gonna find this very weird, but you'll never guess who developed the graphics for the SNES version. Ryoto Kawade, the one behind the Paper Mario trilogy.
That's really
That
interesting.
Is shocking. Because Wario's
doesn't he work on this Fire Emblem card game now?
I think so. But with Wario's Woods, I would assume Tanabe would have worked on it because, I mean, it has Toad as the main playable character. Birdo's in it for some strange reason.
And Tanabe also works on a lot of the Wario games today.
Yeah, and Intelligent Systems was behind it too. So I find it very bizarre that he wasn't involved with Wario's Woods. Although Wario's Woods is nothing like WarioWare. It's a puzzle game. And speaking of Wario's Woods, why won't Nintendo just release the superior SNES version?
Yeah,
like they insist on using the crappier NES one.
Yeah, I actually have the cartridge for the SNES version.
I'm probably gonna get it at some point. I played it. Also, Yoshi's Cookie on the SNES is better too.
Yeah,
most games are better.
Yeah,
on SNES.
I have the SNES version of that too on cartridge.
Yoshi's Cookie is really good, or a pretty good game. I don't like Yoshi though. You know which one I'm talking about? It's just called Yoshi or Mario and Yoshi if you're overseas.
Oh, wasn't that the one developed by Game Freak?
I think both were developed by Game Freak, but Mario and Wario was developed by Game Freak. That was another sort of puzzle game. But Yoshi's Cookie, I'm not sure. But I know Mario and Yoshi for sure was. And Yoshi's Cookie is really fun. Mario and Yoshi isn't. It's just you're trying to, I don't know, put enemies in eggs, and it isn't as cool as something like Mario and Wario or even the regular Yoshi game. But, you know, when people are talking about the SNES games coming to Nintendo Switch Online, I don't think the problem is that there's no Earthbound or Mario RPG, because people think that's all there is. But there's actually a lot more they could add.
Yeah.
They could add Mario and Wario. They never released Wrecking Crew 98 outside of Japan.
And also the Satellaview games.
Yeah, of course. I don't think any of them have been re-released. But they did reference them in Super Mario Odyssey. They had the Satellaview outfit. I think with the name, though, they might need to change it because Do you know
Also,
what all the Satellaview games have the like before the name? You know what is in front of the
BS.
Satellaview games, right? Yeah, BS. And if you're in Japan, it's different. But if you're in the US, BS has a very different meaning.
Yeah,
None other than bologna sandwich. We couldn't promote, mystery meat to gamers, right?
yeah, exactly.
Demeech, did Starchronics tell you that I miss your jokes and memes on Twitter? Yes, he certainly did. He sent me the picture. I'll be hanging it on my refrigerator in honor of you. Thank you, Cartfessor. Very cool. Yoshi NES had the opera singing Piranha Plant in the Japanese commercial. I think that's the only good thing about that game. We need Pac-Man 2 on Nintendo
Actually,
Switch
I thought
Online.
I thought that was Mario RPG, or was that a different commercial with the piranha plants?
I don't know, but we've had some very weird commercials in the SNES era. Like, let's just use Yoshi's Island, for example. You have a game that's masterfully crafted with some of the best level design, music, and graphics of the time. And what do you decide to do? You have some fat guy eating spaghetti to advertise the game. Did you see that commercial?
I actually didn't. I've seen a lot of the older Nintendo commercials, but I didn't see that one.
That's how they decided to advertise Yoshi's Island. And of course, with Earthbound, they said this game stinks.
Yeah, like with the Nintendo Power. And I feel like Nintendo's advertising, like in the 90s all the way up until like the early Wii era, was just like really weird. Like,
Yeah, I would say so.
especially with the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance.
I remember seeing some of the commercials where it was old people playing the Game Boy Advance, and they were playing Super Circuit, of course, and one got mad that someone won and put the wheelchair back. It was a very weird commercial.
Yeah, and there was also there was also that one ad with Kirby with the finger. And
I don't remember that.
that was in the early DS era.
Was that for Kirby Mass Attack? Because that wouldn't be the early era. That
No,
would probably be
no,
one.
I'm pretty sure it was it was one of the other Kirby games because it was definitely an early DS era trailer. Was it like the there was like another Kirby
Oh,
spin-off.
Kirby and the Rainbow Curse.
Yeah, or actually, wasn't it like Canvas
Oh,
Curse? Because Rainbow Curse
yeah,
was like the
Canvas
Wii U
Curse.
version.
Yeah, but keep in mind, no one owned a Wii U. I'm actually the only person who owned a Wii U.
Actually, there's two people that own the Wii U. Like that's what they always say. Me and you, because we were the only ones that connected on Ultra Smash.
I think there should just be a club like the Good Neighbor Lodge that you can only join if you have a Wii U. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
I think that'd be fine. To be honest with you, though, I'm going to be completely honest. During the Wii U era, the people who got the Wii U were mostly Nintendo fans.
Yeah.
So it was essentially kind of like a family of sorts. And I think most people were in a collective agreement about a lot of things. But now you just got a lot of people who are newcomers to Nintendo who don't know how much things better or how much better things were during the, Wii and GameCube era. Oh, Cartfessor owns a Wii U. He's part of the club too. Welcome to
I
our
feel
club.
I feel like
Welcome to our club.
I feel like
Welcome,
Scott
Cartfessor.
I feel
Welcome,
like
Cartfessor.
I feel like Scott the Woz would be like the head of the club because like he because he mentions the Wii U a lot on his channel, like with his videos.
He owns 6 Wii U's.
Yeah,
I'm very proud of him. I don't know why he needs 6 Wii U's. I could understand having one Wii U to mod and one just to use, but or if you're a collector, I can understand having the different variants and such, but There really weren't that many.
Yeah,
I think there was,
I actually have the Zelda edition Wii U.
yeah, I don't have that one. The one I got was the Mario and Luigi edition, which came with Mario U and Luigi U, but that's about it. It's essentially like any other Wii U.
Yeah, the Zelda edition that came with Wind Waker HD, which was actually a really good Zelda remaster, unlike one on the Nintendo Switch. Um, it
I've
was
actually
actually
heard
it was actually one of the only unique Wii U models because it
it's
actually
the
had
only one.
yeah because it has like the Zelda designs on it and everything.
Yeah, that was very cool. But the Wii U I grew up with was just a standard deluxe one that came with Mario and Luigi U. Cleopatra. So you're gonna be upset when you hear this, but I owned Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness on the PS1. I emulated a lot of stuff on the Wii U. Good for you, Kurt Besser.
You know,
It doesn't matter if you got it. Anton, you're still part of the Wii U cult. How about the Virtual Boy cult, though? Who's able to be part of that?
I feel like with the actually I forgot what I was going to say for a second. I think it was related to something in the chat about the Wii U.
There's a lot we can say about the Wii U, but it's just like the Wii U is near perfection. Do you think Fudakawa has a Wii U?
I'm not sure. Maybe he just like spends every day smashing a Wii U because it has the virtual console on it. Like all of the Wii U's that didn't sell, he's just like in a room, just like he's in like his CEO office, just smashing Wii U's because they have the virtual console on them.
I wonder if he has a Virtual Boy. I know Reggie does. I know Luigi does.
And I know in Tanabe's office, he has like a ton of pictures of toads, and he's just like, and he's just like doing his toad fetish thing.
I'm pretty sure if Tanabe went to a pizzeria and they gave him mushroom pizza, he'd probably run out screaming. Oh, Anton, you have the Virtual Boy?
I can
All right,
imagine I
cool.
can imagine Tanabe just walking around everywhere dressing up as Toad. Like he's like the one guy obsessed with Pac-Man, like the totally obsessed Pac-Man, but he's like obsessed with Toad.
I could definitely see that. Toad! Reese, I think you should get a Virtual Boy for a video. It'd be a good investment.
Yeah, I'll think about it. Because it actually seems like a pretty cool novelty to have, because I'm actually kind of building up my collection, because I'm actually, I've actually been getting some more GameCube games. Like, I found Metroid Prime for, like, actually a pretty good price, because, I actually got it for, like, $30 at a store. This, like, I know it's, like, not too much less compared to other copies online, but you still have to factor in that there's shipping online and everything, and
Yeah.
a lot of copies could just like you don't really know when you don't see it online. But the store I was at had like a lot of things that were pretty cheap, and they also had like Virtual Boy games too. They didn't have an
Wait,
actual
what?
yeah, this actually had Virtual Boy games. It had Virtual Boy Wario Land, and it also had Mario's Tennis.
How
And
much were they?
I think Wario Land was $90, and Mario's Tennis, I think it was like $15.
Okay, because I might want a copy of Mario's Tennis because I got Waterworld with a damaged label, so I
This
would probably use the most common game
this was in
to.
Nashville, Tennessee, and like I actually found like Super Smash Bros. Brawl for like $5. Actually, not $5. Like I think it was like $8. I think, and I usually like at a lot of video game stores, I usually see them selling it for like $30. So that was
The cool thing about Wii games is they're common and they're pretty cheap, but GameCube, they're not as common. But the
yeah,
Virtual Boy games, I could tell you that a lot of them have skyrocketed in price, and yeah, they're hard to find. I remember being very surprised finding a copy of Golf on the Virtual Boy and getting excited finding that, and it was only like 18 bucks. And it's a pretty decent golf game too. Tanabe. Nintendo is all kinds of weird. I agree with you there. They are definitely very weird. But I think that's what makes them cool. They're willing to experiment. You don't see that with a lot of companies where they just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Nintendo, what I like is they're willing to do weird stuff. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, sometimes it does. But it's interesting regardless. Virtual Boy is definitely a cool novelty, though I will say the only game worth playing on that system that is truly a must-have is Wario Land. Mario Clash and Teleroboxer are good, but completely passable. But you gotta play Virtual Boy Wario Land in some capacity. I don't care if you emulate it or play it on the system. It's a great game.
you know
So great to the
what
point.
what if Nintendo does a Virtual Boy online?
I'd be totally cool with that. Most of the games they made were in-house and first-party games. There weren't too many third-party games, so they could definitely do that. They wouldn't have to worry about copyright.
Yeah,
We'd be able to play these games for the first time, or a lot of people would. But I think that was more of a missed opportunity on the 3DS than the Switch.
yeah.
But it would be
The,
cool
S-
regardless.
the Switch is actually capable of like 3D and everything, because they were able to pull it off with the Labo VR, because they had some kind of 3D method they did with that. But it would be actually, even though they kind of abandoned Labo, though they do have Game Builder Garage, which uses the same engine, and they are like kind of supporting that game, since they do have like I don't think they're gonna do updates for that game, but I do think they're gonna do like games that Nintendo makes, like as basically like examples, basically. So they are and Game Builder Garage is actually pretty successful, since I'm not sure how much it actually sold, but I know online like there's still a lot of people talking about it. Like I'm making videos about Game Builder Garage, like showcasing different games on there, and that's actually getting a good amount of
Yeah,
views.
so Anton wants to join. So if he wants to join the call, I think that's fine.
Okay,
But it's up to you.
yeah, he could join.
I'm gonna stay for a little bit, but I'm just mainly just multitasking, playing some Game and Wario, and you know, chatting with the stream. But also, what makes volumes 2, 4, and 5 go for that much? Like, do they include some variant of Pac-Man that has godlike powers?
Actually, should I make a new room with Anton Retro, and we could just join that here. I'll add you and Anton Retro. Okay,
Sure.
okay, I'll call that now. Hey, hey.
Of course, I have a Wise Up thing. Hey, Anton Retro, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing
Get
good.
My, thing here. There we go.
So I didn't know you had a Virtual Boy.
Yeah. Actually, I do. I have one. I got it quite a long time ago, but it's pretty
I got mine.
pretty cool.
I got mine back in 2018. If you want to
Yeah.
consider that.
Oh,
long ago.
that's the same time I got it. I got it the
Very
last
interesting.
day before. I think it was like the last day of summer. I got it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got the Virtual Boy for 130 with everything included, except the eye thing wasn't working properly. But it's pretty easy to fix it if you know what you're doing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
someone renamed the town that I have in Minecraft. It was supposed to be called New Craft Mine Bay, which is basically a reference to one of my older Minecraft worlds. Someone renamed it the Sussy Baka Town.
I mean, that's
I
a
don't know who
great
did
name.
that.
But I got
don't know who did
my
Mark.
Virtual Boy It was probably around. It was 180 Canadian dollars, and
Oh, you live in Canada?
yeah. So
Lucky
I
you.
managed to get it with the box, and it came with V Tetris, which a complete in box, which is a Japanese exclusive, and it came with Wario Land, Teller Boxer, with which the label was kind of damaged, and then it came with I think Mario Tennis. So, and I mean I got
Yeah,
the
mine
box as
came with
well,
Mario Tennis.
but it wasn't that great. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, Mario Tennis is pretty. It comes with pretty much every console, so it's like Tetris.
Yeah, I got V Tetris. It should be coming soon. It's pretty cheap, and
Is
it's a system that only has like 22 games in total.
Yeah.
is
So
the
if I can
virtual
find a
is
new
the
game-
Virtual Boy region locked?
No,
No.
you
no.
can play Japanese games on it, and they're usually significantly cheaper. But yeah, with the Virtual Boy, I would say if you're really, 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 really into Nintendo and just care about the history or want to make a video on it, it's definitely worth it. But I would say, as a casual player, or just a player in general, emulate Wario Land. That's really the only game you're missing out on. Mario Clash is passable. Teller Boxer is cool, but also pretty passable. I think a game like Punch Out's better, but that's just me. It's funny because I said the funny Among Us word. Please laugh or else.
I laughed.
I did that annoying orange laugh.
Have you seen
After
the
Reese and I were on a stream.
Have you seen the manual for the Virtual Boy?
Cartfessor said, Reese and Demeech, when you get Shamu's Deep Sea Adventures soon.
What's that game?
That's
I don't know.
don't you have it on the GameCube or something? Or was that just Cartfessor who had it?
I don't know.
I thought you had it for some reason.
Was it only sold at SeaWorld or something?
I'm
Like,
not
I know
sure.
they have gift shops where they could. I don't know.
Have you seen the
Apparently, Cartfessor is like a SeaWorld fanatic.
Have you seen the
What were
Virtual
you
Boy
saying?
manual before? Like, have you opened it up or looked at it online or something? Because like the manual, it's like you go through the first page and there's like 10 warnings. You flip the next page, another set of warnings. Like they literally say like everything not to do. It's insane.
I've seen the Wii manual things, but I'm pretty sure those are parodies. But I gotta look into this. Mine did not come with the manual, unfortunately.
It kind of reminds me of how whenever I play my Oculus Rift, it gives me like 10 warning notifications. Like make sure you're in an area that's at least 6 feet by 6 feet, even though you don't really have to. Make sure you make sure you're doing like having this proper strap on, and make sure you have the headset adjusted and everything. It's really stuff that I kind of automatically do and stuff that kind of automatically turns on, but it still gives you like a ton of warnings for.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something weird about the Virtual Boy, though. Anton could probably relate to this, but after you play the Virtual Boy, don't you get kind of like a weird feeling afterwards? Like you woke up from a nap?
Like one
I
thing
couldn't
with
be the only one feeling that.
with the Virtual Boy has like the screen is like it's like distant from you. Like it's strange.
It is.
When I pretty much only
And
played I think like Wario Land a bit until I was like, yeah, I'm not playing this on on this console. But I've also played a
The
bit
way
of
that-
Tower Boxer.
There's a comfortable way to play it. Just lay down on your bed, and if you have an outlet near you, plug it in, or a battery pack, whatever. It's pretty comfortable if you're laying down, but it's the most awkward system to play for sure.
Yeah.
If I was playing it like Nintendo advertised on a desk, which I've tried, I probably couldn't play more than 15 minutes.
So
I'd get scoliosis in addition to Mario Clash.
So this is a unrelated thing. Basically, Jay Plays brought this up earlier towards the beginning of the stream, and basically he said something about Nintendo officially doing something about Joy-Con drift. I haven't heard of this because maybe I haven't heard of
Yeah,
it since I started
I was
streaming.
I was looking that online. Apparently, they did something with the Zelda Joy-Cons where they put these like pads, which apparently have made the analog stick like that issue that there was like a video that covered like the problem. So apparently, it's almost like kind of like the quickest response ever. So apparently, some people have kind of seen that happen.
Yeah, I saw that, but I'm not sure if that's fixing the problem. Because with the
Yeah,
Joy-Con drift, I mean, Spawnwave tweeted out something apparently saying that the yellow Joy-Con he had did the same thing, but I believe the newer Joy-Cons, the purple and orange and the blue and yellow ones, they still drift. But I think
yeah,
it all comes down to the analog sticks being of poor quality.
I think there's a possibility since Nintendo actually did something. There's a possibility that they could actually look into building like a better structure for the analog stick, like a better thing to keep it together, because it kind of seems like or let's say like WarioWare get it together, but basically I feel like there's a possibility that with like the next batch of Joy-Cons coming out, they might actually fix them. They might actually like have a better structure for them since they actually kind of did something.
yeah,
Here's what I
possibly.
don't get though. Why is it that the Joy-Cons are the only Nintendo console or controller to have this major issue when you have stuff like GameCube controllers working fine and Wii Remote nunchucks and occasionally N64 analog sticks? I don't understand why the Joy-Cons have such issues because
I
if it
feel
ain't broke, don't fix it.
I I have a feeling it might be because the Joy Cons are pretty different compared to most other
Yeah, like
Nintendo controllers. Like they
they want to
actually,
make them very thin, like
yeah,
overall.
like they actually connect to the console. You could play two of them at the same time, which I'm actually doing right now, playing Minecraft. Or you could play with one of them. It's like a very interesting controller and very different from most other Nintendo controllers. Yes, it's kind of comparable to a Wiimote, but it's like a lot smaller and like has other attributes to them. But I feel like it might be a mixture of it being like completely new technology and like other things like that, like other components that they had to put in the Joy Cons that they kind of missed, like the drift issues and everything. So, but the fact that they're not fixing it definitely isn't good.
Mhm.
Like I,
Like third parties are able to make like way better Joy-Con. Like I have some third party ones, and I'm just like I'm never going back.
What the Hori split pad?
It's these like other kind of third party Joy-Cons. They're pretty like cheaper, but they work just as well.
I'm not sure if I would trust things that weren't licensed by Nintendo because I've heard stories of third-party docks bricking systems, but
Yeah,
never
that's
controllers.
a whole other thing as well. But I have these like third-party Joy-Cons, and they seem to be working really well, and they just work like other controllers. So I haven't had any problems, but
I feel like the
Reese,
split. I feel like the like third party controllers, like especially like with Hori and Power A, are actually really good. Like I have a Pro controller that I've been using for a few years by Power A. It's like a wireless one. It doesn't have rumble in it, but it's still really good.
yeah, like
I
these are
got the
pretty.
Waluigi one just because I like Waluigi, and I also have the GameCube one, but we've come a long way since the day of Mad Cats. Also,
Oh
Cartfester is
my.
very insistent on you getting Reese. Cartfester is very insistent on you getting Shamu's Deep Sea Adventures. Are you gonna get it?
I'll think about it.
Oh yeah, Dimitri, I was
Okay.
meaning to ask, what's your Virtual Boy collection looking like? Like what
Oh, I
titles
can
you
tell
have?
you exactly. So, hold on. I just wanted to answer two
Oh
questions
yeah,
first and just
no
fix
problem.
something, but I could definitely get into that. So you're
All right.
thinking of getting an orange N64 Soshi? All right, very cool, because that's the one I have, the transparent orange. I love it. It looks beautiful. You can find one. Try to find one for a good price,
I have the
but
regular gray Nintendo 64.
I will warn you with Nintendo 64 controllers, they do have problems with the analog sticks because they were the first of their kind, and they do get loose over time. So if you're comfortable, going and fixing the joystick, which is a pretty easy task to do, I'd recommend doing that. But if not, you could always contact me and I can do it for you, no problem. But yeah, my N64 is orange and it's definitely cool. And Devin, I'm actually gonna use one of your ideas for a new video. A few things Nintendo is doing right in the Switch era, because I feel like there are a lot of positive things that they have done now that they didn't do before. But to answer your question about how's my Virtual Boy collection looking like, so let's see. I think I'll just list the games I have in chronological order from release date, I believe. So we got Mario's Tennis, Teller Boxer, Galactic Pinball, Red Alarm. We got Mario Clash, of course, Virtual Boy Wario Land, Golf, and Waterworld.
Oh, Waterworld. That's definitely a
Yeah, it's rare.
title, yeah.
I'm gonna probably make a video on Waterworld. I got it for a great deal too, but I'll send you a picture of the copy that I got. I'm pretty certain that whoever had it before me used it as an ashtray. Because I literally, you know what? I'll send it to you right now,
Oh, okay.
and I'll let you be the judge of it. Because I don't smoke cigarettes, but I definitely do know that this isn't normal, and I know what cigarette marks look like. But everything else has been in pretty good shape, and I'm thinking of restoring it. I'm not sure because this is an original copy, but actually,
Yeah.
Reese, maybe you could look at this too, and we'll get your idea. Because obviously, Reese smokes a carton of cigarettes a day.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've seen some bad condition consoles in my time, and yeah, that probably sounds like, from what I'm hearing, the worst of the worst.
No, I think this is probably going to be one of the worst. Or there's no excuse for it to be in this condition. Like, I understand if it's like the label peels off over time, but this looks so specific that I am almost certain that someone uses this as an ashtray. Reese, are you able to put this on stream like I do with Cartfester's pictures sometimes?
Yeah, I'll have to get in like a place because right now in Minecraft I'm kind of doing something
Yeah,
right now.
in the Nether like that, it's probably not the best idea to.
Also, unrelated, but I just got diamond armor from a piglin. That's pretty rare. Because usually
Wow.
when enemies drop things, they usually don't drop like armor and stuff like that. That's pretty rare.
Oh yeah,
but-
that's good. You can definitely
And I'm gonna go to the end soon in the game.
Like
I'm not sure if I'm
awesome
gonna do it on the
item.
stream, but I'll have to
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna stick around for a little bit, but Anton, what do you think? And when you're out in the Nether, I want to hear the fans' input on
Oh.
what happened with this Virtual Boy cartridge, because I'm pretty much certain someone
Oh.
used it as an ashtray.
it's there's like a lot of little holes kind of, but in the label. That's quite interesting. I've never seen something like that. Usually you see like peeled off. Like I have my
Yeah, that
Teller
makes
Boxer
sense.
copy is like, well actually I ended up buying another one complete in box with like a better label anyways. But when I first got my original one, it was like peeling off and it was not really good. So, but this is like what happened. I mean, at least you can see the label. I mean, at least you can tell what it is, which is better than nothing. But
I mean, I have a copy of Super Bomberman, or not Super Bomberman, Mega Bomberman for the Sega Genesis that has a peeled off label, and it's only towards the top, and I honestly don't understand how these games end up in this condition.
yeah, like that's interesting. I haven't seen like something like that before.
Like, looking back into when I got games, I was around 10 years old, and none of my games have ever faced any major, like, deformities with the labels. I'd say
Yeah.
the worst case is with Super Mario 64 DS, there's a tiny little rip, but that's just from normal use. But I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go use a plumbing system that Mario has probably never worked on in his life. So I'll see you guys in just 1 minute.
Actually, I'm gonna probably get some water as well. I'll be back as well.
It wouldn't have been the fire because if it was, it would have melted completely.
Oh, the piglin picked it up? What? I thought... Wait, I didn't know enemies could actually... Because there was 2 sets of diamond armor. Cartfesser said, do you guys know Dead Metal?
Alright. I've returned.
Okay, so Cartfesser said, do you guys know Dead Metal?
Oh, I've seen that. I think I've seen that recommended to me once, but that channel seems a little bit like it's taking advantage of people so much.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of people believe it, and I mean, like, even though it's satire, I really don't find it very funny. It's just like, it feels like it's just, like, even though it's obviously fake, I feel like it's kind of spreading negativity, and...
Thank you.
Like, I think the main problem with that channel is what he does. He's like, oh, like, he was even saying, I don't have these games, but I'm just gonna, like, talk about them anyway. Like, I remember when Mario Golf Super Rush got revealed, like, I think a few weeks later, he was like, oh, I, got review code, I played everything. And there were people defending him, being like, yeah, he got the review code and everything. And I'm just like, not even these big reviewers or publications would even get a copy of this game, even if that were the case, you know?
Yeah, like, it's always like when a game is first announced, it's like I reviewed this game and it's trash. It's just like...
Yeah.
Okay, here's the image.
Oh, my bad?
Yeah, I just put the image on stream.
Okay, thank you. Because I honestly cannot... I don't understand what happened to that game.
Yeah,
Like,
that...
Yeah, let's see what the chat thinks about this.
Actually, you know what? I did come up with a little bit of a theory. So this kind of relates to how people keep their rooms and stuff. Maybe if the room is dirty and they have, like, stuff everywhere, the game could get ripped, or maybe an animal messed around with it, because I know my cats love to scratch the couch. But it wouldn't make sense for a cat to scratch this, because it's like, it's a piece of plastic, and cats don't really care about plastic. It's usually like, you know, the,
stuff.
like, foam, blankets, couches, stuff like that. And I have 2 cats, and they mess around with the couch all the time.
It's also kind of shiny as well, the label sometimes as well, so maybe they're attracted to that.
But here's what makes me think it had, or this was used as an ashtray. It has 2 burn marks, so I'm pretty sure that someone was outside smoking a cigarette and playing the Virtual Boy, because it was marketed as a portable system, and instead of just getting a normal ashtray like a normal person would do, they just decided, hey, I'm going to use this game that's going to be worth $300 in the future as an ashtray.
Like of all the games,
it's like using Earthbound or Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door as an ashtray.
Except those games are actually good.
It didn't AVGN say Waterworld is like
Oh, I know the exact quote, but you say it first, because I know exactly what he said.
Isn't it like, didn't he say it's like puking in a pile of crap?
That's exactly what he said. Waterworld on Virtual Boy. It's like puking on a pile of crap. He actually used footage from the movie where the guy says it does look like crap, and he's playing the Virtual Boy and his eyes get red because of it. And I played the game, and it's as bad as everyone says it is.
Like of all the Game Boy games I've been able to collect, like I haven't never seen like a label like that. I think the worst was I remember getting a copy of Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, and it was like really bad label, but then I ended up replacing it anyway with a better one.
My copy of Wario Land 3 has a weird label on it. It's like kind of ripped a little. And it has a sticker on the back of it that I didn't get off yet.
You can pretty much
By
get
the way,
rubbing alcohol.
if any of you own game stores, I'm just gonna say this once. Do not put stickers on the games. There's nothing a game collector hates more than stickers.
I know, like put them on like the sides of the plastic, like especially with Game Boy games. Sometimes they just put them right on like the label. I'm just like, no, stop this.
Yeah,
Just put it,
the only time I'm okay with like the stickers being on is like if it's like an NES or SNES cartridge and it's on the plastic.
If it's
there's
on
so
the
much
back,
more plastic,
sure.
right?
But if it's on like the front where there's artwork that's important, it's just like it's very hard to get it off, and it can often ruin the game. I think Angry Video Game Nerd did an episode talking about his collection, and he said there's sometimes cases where games arrive like this. Like, what happened? I take good care of my games, and then it shows him getting a drill and finding some crappy NES game and spinning it around. Do any of you remember the first time watching the Angry Video Game Nerd Nintendo World Championships video and watching him destroy, supposedly, the NWC cartridges?
I remember that episode.
You don't remember it?
No, I said I remember it. I watched it I think I watched it like a few times.
I was in utter shock and thought it was real. Until Eva revealed it was just Top Gun and Zelda disguised as Nintendo World Championships.
I always assumed it was just a repro copy that he used.
The repros are... The one he had was the blue one. But the real copies, he somehow was able to make Zelda and Top Gun look like the real copies, which he destroyed in the video. But they do make gold repros now.
Yeah, I've been kind of been looking at collecting more NES stuff. But a lot of like if you want to like try to get a lot of the games in the collection, a lot of them are really expensive. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like NES games are either really cheap or really expensive.
I mean, I feel our NES and SNES games have become pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I think Contra was $40 in 2014, but now you could probably get it for like $20. I got Zelda 2 for like $20 and Mega Man 3 for $20, so the NES nostalgia boom is over.
Yeah, it pretty much was like around 2015. It's been kind of declining.
Now it's like like GameCube DS and kind of Wii with some games.
Yeah, the thing is, I would say every 20 years or so, generations feel nostalgic towards the era. Like, if you look at the 2000s, it was all about the 80s. 2010s, all about the 90s. 2020s, all about actually pretty much anything else, because the 2020s can kiss my ass. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that the GameCube and that era of gaming, generations 6 and 7, are looked upon fondly now. That's where the nostalgia is. But unfortunately, there's no way to play them. Like, at least with NES, Iwata gave people plenty of options to play the games. There were the GBA ports. There were, of course, all the things such as, like, just the Virtual Console. It was on the 3DS, Wii U, stuff like that. But nowadays, you can't really do that, and I've talked about the Virtual Console and why it's not on the Switch to an extent. But, yeah.
Yeah, the Virtual Console would be really cool if they did that one day, but they want to do it their own way, I guess.
Now's a good time to collect NES games, I would say, and SNES.
I think, like, one problem is with a lot of when I go to these stores all the time, like, they have the big main games, and then, like, these bins, they have all these, like really random games, but they they always charge for the lower end kind of stuff, like stuff that nobody really wants. They charge way too much for it, and then the stuff that's even way more expensive, they charge way less. It's so strange.
Yeah,
That's very strange.
because I've
That's-
seen like at some game stores, it's either like the game is like overpriced or a lot cheaper than it actually is. Like, because I've actually seen some pretty good deals at some video game stores, especially the games that they don't really change that much, like change the prices on, like, because there's some more obscure games that are worth a little more, but some people don't really care to change the price for.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like,
it's all
I-
fun.
Oh, nice. So we got a donation from
Oh,
Xtract.
nice.
Basically,
Very nice of you.
jump in the lava, please. I think I'll.
I think I have to take up on the item.
Okay, I don't have any arrows here. Okay, I think we'll have to because basically
Well,
I'm fighting the final boss of Minecraft right now.
Yeah, the end dragon. But I was going to a bunch of retro game stores, and even pawn shops, during this weekend, and I mean last weekend, I guess. And they had a copy. The one store had a copy of Earthbound for like, I think it was like $280. That was like probably like the cheapest copy I've seen in one of those.
Was it Earthbound worth like 100 something before the pandemic?
I don't think so.
It's
I think the
always
game
been
was always
expensive.
kind of climbing, but I've seen a lot of different stuff when I went to these stores. But I noticed pawn shops are the ones that always have broken pricing. They always have inconsistent stuff. Like I was able to get a Nintendo 64, Fantastic Grape, with the expansion pack for maybe half price and like of what it's actually worth. But then like some of these stores want like for these random NES games like so much more. It's always really strange. You can find inconsistencies with those places.
I wish I could find those inconsistencies because my game stores know full well which games are valuable and which ones aren't. Except if the game is more obscure, like Virtual Boy Golf. I think it was only like $18, and at the time it was like worth $30. So I was pretty happy about that.
Oh, so we got another donation. Actually, I'll have to check because my phone turned off. Because that's usually what
good.
I use to look at the chat. But
Craft again.
after you kill the Dragon Man, so yeah, I will jump in lava. I'll find some lava to jump in after I defeat the Ender Dragon.
Okay, I had one question. What happens if you jump in lava in Minecraft?
You basically quickly take damage and die,
Mhm.
and all your items
And
get
what is the
destroyed.
game over like in Minecraft?
It just says game
just-
over, and you can
Or you
restart
die
immediately.
basically.
And all of your items stay in the place that you died, so basically you have to go back to the place that you died, to get your items.
Unless you fall.
Oh,
Yeah, I
That
just
is
died
the
there.
Problem. I think I've spent most time in Minecraft playing on creative and doing redstone than even survival, but I have played quite a bit of survival in the last
I've played a
Little
lot
while,
of both, because I have I had a creative world for a while. I don't think I have it anymore, but it was a while ago. But I had like a ton of stuff on there.
I guess I still remember playing Minecraft Pocket Edition and Lite all those years ago. That was like my first like time playing that stuff, and then I
Yeah.
ended up getting the PC version later on.
Yeah, Pocket Edition is actually pretty impressive. Like, especially for the time, because it was basically
Yeah,
the whole game, like, on your phone and everything. It only had some
for sure.
limitations.
Toodles,
Yeah,
Kurt Fester.
I still remember like seeing all those videos of like, oh, they're gonna add like music discs to Minecraft. I remember they were still being like, will they be able to fit those songs into like the game? Like I still remember like all those videos I used to watch, but then it ended up just becoming Minecraft Bedrock, and it's just to see that kind of
I know
evolution.
I'm not really into Minecraft, and I know this question is completely random, but I want to know if Reese or anyone knows the answer to this question. I mean, this mainly might apply only if you're in America. I know you're in Canada, so I'm very jealous that you get ketchup Lays. But do you know if there's any difference between the original saltine goldfish and the Parmesan? Because they taste exactly the same. I got some goldfish the other day, and I can't tell the difference between the two. Reese, what do you think?
Oh, wait, which ones were you talking about?
The blue saltine ones and the green Parmesan goldfish. I don't know if there's any difference between them. They taste almost exactly the same.
I actually haven't tried those versions before.
Do you just get the cheese ones? Because we love cheese.
That caught me off guard.
I mean, that's the fun of these streams. That's always fun, catching people off guard.
Yeah.
You got $2. Shout out Toasted Noodle in your videos. Reese, you're about to go on a vacation. You're getting a bunch of donations.
You can now buy, what's an interesting game that amounts?
What's an interesting game you can get for $2?
There's actually one that I already have that's actually really good, and only $2 called or less than $2 called Tori 3D. That game is really fun. Actually, Beach, have you played that before? Well. Tori 3D?
I heard it was really good, so I'll check it out eventually.
It's kind of like a mixture of Sonic and Crash.
And with like the weird, it has some like weird elements in it as well.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It kind of plays like a PS1 game.
Interesting to hear. I might check it out. But you know what? Let's check out on eBay how much Spanky's Quest is. Or Louis, I'm gonna check out on eBay how expensive these awful Nintendo Switch Online games are.
Oh,
Jelly Boy. Hey,
Jelly Boy? Screw Earthbound and Mario RPG. Because Jelly Boy is amazing!
I typed in Jelly Boy and zero were found. Zero results.
Well, Spanky's Quest is actually quite expensive.
Actually, I'll check price charting. That tends to be the best place to see like what the general value. Because Jelly Boy is a PAL. It's PAL exclusive. So maybe that's what. Let's see. Jelly Boy came out on PAL Super Nintendo and PAL Game Boy. There's a Game Boy version. I actually remember playing that oddly for some reason. I was just kind of going through random games that were like European exclusive for Game Boy. But it seems that like Jelly Boy is kind of around like, I mean, not very many have been sold. It says about $20. So doesn't seem to be that much.
But yeah, thank you for the donation, Spoiled Eggs. And also Extract.
Let's see Claymates as well. That's another game, right? That's coming to the service.
Yeah. I thought it was Clay Fighter for a second.
Yeah, I thought it was that at first. Which is kind of disappointing, because, I mean, why would they put Claymates on there before Clay Fighters? Because isn't Claymates like the spin-off? Because that's I think I looked it up and it's actually the spin-off.
Oh really?
Because like, why would they put the spin-off on there before the actual game that people know about? Like, well, I mean, I guess it's Nintendo and Furukawa and everything, so they don't really make any sense with their additions. So there may be like, let's put a Thank you for donating to Beach. Save up money for a European SNES and Jelly Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
screw
and we
Earthbound. We're gonna
we
be
need to do an
playing Jelly
unboxing
Boy.
video of like the complete unboxed version, and do like one of those videos.
I can't believe out of all the SNES games, they choose. I can't stop laughing, Jolly Boy, because if you look at that
Yeah,
game,
have you seen like how he
no,
punches?
it's a
Yeah, it's
hand,
so
but there
strange.
are some implications that are very strange and very not family friendly from that game.
Yeah.
But also, I wanted to bring up.
It's basically
I
one of
want.
those. I think Nintendo added it because Nintendo in the Switch era memes.
Also, I know if any of you are from Europe, I'd like to know this because it's been a while since I've gone. I know the charging outlets are completely different. Like here, the charging outlets, they're like two rectangles, but there they're like it's a different thing. They use a different. They also have a different wattage. But I'm wondering if you got a European SNES, if you use an American adapter, would it fry it? Because I heard something like that with the Famicom. Also, another question: why did we get that ugly ass purple SNES in the U.S. and North America? Well, Europe and Japan got the beautiful looking SNES with the blue, red, yellow, and green buttons and sleeker design.
Like both designs, I think look nice. I think it just depends on like.
So you're trying to tell me that a bunch of Legos stacked together look better than a sleek, modern-looking system? Actually, you know what? A Lego SNES would be probably a cool idea.
Yeah.
They do have the Lego NES.
Yeah,
I mean,
that looks cool, but it's a bit much, I'd have to say.
Legos have always been expensive, but even I'll agree
Yeah.
this is too much. I think $50 was my limit to Lego sets when I was a kid. I used to love getting the Lego SpongeBob sets, and I think the most
Oh yeah,
expensive one I got.
I actually have a well, I'm not sure if I still have them, but I used to get the Lego SpongeBob sets because I wasn't there like a Glove World themed one. I think I had that one, and there
I
was
think I had a whole them,
I
but
used to
with
get
all
all
my
the
Lego sets.
creator sets. Those are the ones that I like the most. I like the houses and I
Yeah, I
even
had
did
the
some
creator
stop
sets
motion
too.
stuff as well at some point. I was trying to do some of that. So when I saw Lego Mario, I was like, I need to get this because it was just like, it was like the thing I was like hoping would happen for
Yeah.
the longest time.
because I always wanted Lego Mario.
We had Connects Mario.
Oh yeah, I was big into Connects as well, although I never really got the Mario ones.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So,
I actually had the Mario Connects. I had the Mario Kart Wii set, which was actually really cool.
yeah, I did too. I mean, Connects were essentially the same as Legos, and to an extent,
Yeah.
kind of like Mega Bloks, but Legos essentially like the best brand.
Yeah, for sure. Like the quality is there. If you see
Yeah.
like Connects has like the same like bricks and like the same, you could like interchange them. But even just comparing both of the bricks beside each other, you can feel like you can really tell the quality difference in the plastic.
I mean, I could tell you as an artist, there is nothing comparable to Crayola when it comes to like art supplies that are just mainstream and affordable. I mean, you got colored pencils like Prismacolor, which are super high quality. But if I'm
Rose
just
art.
talking like art material, yeah. If
Some
you got rose
garbage.
art, if you got rose art crayons, your parents hated you.
I remember we had some of them, but like you try to get color out of them and it's a disaster.
Oh, those were pretty bad. Yeah, I think I had some of those, but I mostly had Crayola.
Yeah, my mom was all for getting art supplies and stuff. I actually didn't get my first game console until I was 10. So I'm wondering if I ever have kids, should I do the same thing? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I pretty much like the consoles I had. Like I had my first console was original Xbox, and then we ended up getting the Wii when I was like maybe 5 or 6.
How old are you now?
And I'm almost 18. So
Yeah, of course you got to say almost 18, because that's a big accomplishment. I think Canada, though, to do all the fun stuff, you got to be 19, right?
I think so. I'm not.
It's better than the U.S. where you got to be 21, which is ridiculous. Like, make everything either 18 or 21, and
Yeah,
then we got the
I'm
weird thing
gonna-
with driving.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn 18 next March.
I mean, the weird thing with the driving thing is you can be 16 to drive, which I completely think is ridiculous. You can
Yeah.
be 18, and pretty much all you can do is go to the military. So, hey, Reese, you'd actually be pretty good for the military. You're like 7 feet tall. You're good at Minecraft.
Yeah.
Someone actually told
Yeah.
me they thought you were 7 feet tall.
Really?
Yeah, they said, and Reese's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, like, wait, was it someone that I know? Because there's like a couple people that I know actually know
I don't
on
know
Twitter.
if you knew him or not, but someone said, let me guess, Reese's 7 feet tall.
Well, I mean, that's not that's not surprising because I'm actually like 6'2", 6'3", so I mean, like,
There's a huge difference between 6'3" and 7 feet tall.
well, I mean, like, that's like, if you're talking about someone who's a lot shorter than that height, like, I mean, people exaggerate my height a lot in real life, so because I'm taller than most people that I know.
I mean, I'm taller than most people I know, and I'm only 5'11". 180 centimeters anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm probably like I kind of had the problem instead of being too tall was kind of like too short, so like the opposite.
Yeah, I'm fine with my height. I'm almost 6
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah, see, I don't really
But-
care anymore as I used to. So
Yeah, but in the U.S., when you turned 18, you used to be able to smoke cigarettes at 18. When I turned 18, you were able to, and then Trump decided, we're going to make it 21 because you're going to start vaping and stuff. Maybe that was the only good thing he did. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean that's pretty. 21, he moved it, I guess. But great impression.
I'm pretty good at impressions.
Yeah, I've some of the
Yeah,
streams I've tuned in.
especially with a lot of the streams, you usually do like a lot of impressions, so
Well, I could do Patrick from SpongeBob. Are you guys playing Minecraft? No, we have something like that in Bikini Bottom, although the game is a little bit different. I think the game system we have is in Sandy's Rocket. We're playing Minecraft? It reminds me of the time where I rescued Yoshi. It all started when Mario and I went to Dinosaur World for a vacation. We were supposed to go to Isle Delfino, though Mario has been charged with numerous crimes there. I believe one of the crimes he was charged with was endangerment to Yoshis. Actually, you know what? It was Piantas, because I don't even think I've seen a Yoshi in Isle Delfino. The ones that I've seen were pretty weird, though. I heard they spit out juice.
Yeah, that was definitely a weird aspect from Mario Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine's just weird in general, and I love it for that.
Yeah,
The
I
Black Sheep Mario games are always my favorite.
honestly I think
Yeah.
Sunshine doesn't get as much credit as it deserves. I think to me mechanic wise, it just felt so perfect. Like there were some annoyances with like falling through like some weird collisions, but I overall thought the game was really good.
I
Yeah.
think Sunshine could easily be my second favorite Mario game if it didn't have the blue coin crap. Like if they made 2 extra worlds
Yeah.
or 3, it would have been perfect. But
Yeah,
the blue coins just killed it.
and also I feel like the secret levels were a bit too tedious.
No, some of
Like,
those
as-
ones were really.
Like especially the pachinko one. The Sandbird wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Even the pachinko
Yeah.
machine, I actually did it. It was quite
But-
easier than I thought it would be.
the leaf one is really bad. And I also one that I
Oh yeah.
the one that I struggled with a lot was the secret course on Noki Bay. The one where you
Oh, in the shell, right? Yeah.
yeah, that one is I don't see a lot of people talking about that one, but that one is rough. Like it has like
Some of those are brutal. Like there was a few of them that like I remember finding the secret of if you try to get like the infinite one-ups each time, and that was like the only thing that was really keeping me going.
But why would you need to get infinite one-ups in Mario Sunshine when it's just like it's gonna restart unless you keep on playing? Because it doesn't save how many one-ups you have, like most Mario games.
Yeah,
Also,
the thing is when you're
I
doing
think, wait,
the thing
before
is
you continue, Devin found my weakness, so I've got to try to do Super Show Koopa. What was one of the... I'll be back. I'll be back. I can't do it. You got me.
Yeah, I remember watching some of those episodes. They were interesting, although they were actually kind of entertaining. So
I feel like Super Show is so bad it's good. It's like
Yeah.
I agree with you there.
like all of the Mario shows, they're just so bad they're good. Like you gotta
yeah,
love them.
they're
Even though
entertaining, so I mean that's if it shows entertaining, then I mean they got it right. So
I would say that Super Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World were pretty good and faithful to the source material. And because Super Mario
sure.
Brothers Super Show was a weird hybrid of Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers 2, it definitely was more surreal. And they had the live action segments with Lou Albano, which was pretty cool. I honestly think Lou Albano is Mario's best interpretation. I think that suits the character even better than Charles Martinet. Though I do love Charles Martinet's performance as Mario as
I
well.
feel
and
like
he's an awesome dude.
I feel like old Mario, like from the NES in like the
Yeah.
NES era and before, and the modern Mario after Mario 64, or I guess like after the SNES era kind of made Mario's kind of design final, but I feel like the early NES 80s Mario is kind of different. I feel like
Oh, I agree with you there.
yeah, I feel like
And
Lou
Nintendo
Albano
Universe.
kind of
Very
fits the
different
early
style.
Mario pretty well. And Charles Martinet fits the modern Mario better.
I agree with you there. Like, if you look at NES Mario and some of the artwork, you can clearly see, like, "Hi, I'm Mario. I'm here to unclog your toilet. Anything else I can do for you?" Meanwhile, modern Mario's like, "Woohoo! It's a me, Mario." Like,
Oh.
if I were to pick
Oh.
one Mario to unclog my toilet or work with plumbing, I would probably choose the original one with the red overalls.
yeah,
Although,
it's more fitting.
I had one question about that. Why would they make Mario have red overalls? Because I've never seen anyone wear red overalls in my life.
Yeah, like I think it was probably because of the limitations. Like they had the
Yeah, and then they changed it like back. They reversed the colors afterwards.
Meanwhile, Mario Brothers is a complete opposite, where Mario has a blue hat and blue overalls, but a red shirt.
Oh, hey
Actually,
Nintendo Universe,
Yeah,
what's up?
I actually have a figurine
oh,
of
hey
Mario
Nintendo
Brothers
Universe.
Mario. I'm doing good. We're just relaxing on Reese's stream where we're talking about Jelly Boy. We're trying to get Reese to save up for a PAL or SNES and Jelly Boy.
Yeah, we need when do those games come out, or are they already out, or when the next
July
batch?
28th.
Oh,
buddy.
and also something
Oh, okay.
unrelated, but I wanted to tell Nintendo Universe this, but I went to Indiana. I know it's completely random, but like he just wanted to know this because I went over the bridge and went into Indiana on my trip to Tennessee and Kentucky.
I'd like to go to Indiana sometime because I got family there, but from what I've heard, it's not very entertaining there.
There is
Also, for a
there is
second-
one place that's pretty interesting. Like there's this one YouTuber. Have you heard of the YouTuber Townsend's that makes like 1700s videos? It's actually they like make like cooking videos and like
Never heard.
history videos about like the 1700s. I've been watching that for a few years and it's actually really cool. But that channel's based out of Indiana. And also I think that's where Garfield was created.
Like the only state I've been to is like Florida in the United States, but like that was I
Florida,
think I went
of course.
twice, I think. World, so
Yeah, of course. Disney World. I had a great time at Disney World. The last time I went in 2019, the experience was nearly perfect.
That's
But
also
yeah,
that's
Florida-
also the last time I went to Disney
like,
World in
the
2019.
last time I went was in 2014, so it's a while ago.
Florida's pretty interesting, to say the least, because as the saying goes, the more north you go in Florida, the more southern you become. Because if you go down to Miami, you're gonna have a hard time if you don't know Spanish. But if you go all the way up to places like, I don't know, Jennings, Florida, it's pretty much an extension of the South. Like if
And if
you
you go
think
too
southern
far
U.S.,
farther up, you're gonna
yeah,
get the French.
you're gonna say yeehaw if you get further up in Florida. And then you get into Georgia, which is very similar in some aspects to Florida, but nowhere near as hot. I remember going there during the summer, and it was a lot cooler than Florida.
Yeah,
And
and then in
Georgia's pretty good.
North Carolina, it doesn't get as hot as Florida, but it's still like in the eastern part of North Carolina, I feel like it does get a lot hotter than the rest of the areas around it because of like there's like a lot of humidity, like because
I
kind of
wonder
like
how I'd handle a cold place because, I mean, my two homes are in Florida and Greece, both which get very hot. I wonder if I were just sent to Canada, how I would deal with that because I
you know
like
I have
cooler
a
temperatures.
I have a story about
Like,
Canada and temperature because this was actually one time that I went to Canada. So basically, I think this was like 26 no, it was like 2017, I think. And I went I was going on a day trip into Canada cuz I was staying in Ohio on vacation at this one place in Ohio. So when I went into when we went into Canada, the temperature read like on the car and everything and like on Google or on the weather and everything on the phone as 100 degrees because it was like really hot outside on that one day. Like I was like, what? How is it 100 degrees in Canada?
I wish I knew the answer to that, but probably Anton knows the right answer
Yeah,
to that.
like today it was like quite hot today, so it was like I think 30. Was it 30? I think it was quite
Wow.
hot today. So I mean,
Actually,
some
let
days
me-
is weird.
let
Like
me
in
look
May
up-
it was snowing, and that's never happened before.
Yeah, let me look up how much 100 Fahrenheit is in Celsius. Yeah,
Reese used
that's
to know that you're a
30.
genius.
Yeah, that's 37 degrees.
Also, Reese, the same person who said you were 7 feet tall, said you were a genius.
Wait, who was this?
Just a fan that was on Twitter, I think, and they were saying, no, actually, they thought I was a genius because I did early college, and I said, no, I'm not the genius. Reese is. I thought my GPA was good at 3.5, and then I found out that Reese has almost a 5 GPA.
Yeah, I think it's like, well, actually, I don't want to brag about anything on my stream, but, I try to be, I try to be modest about most things.
Like
I mean-
a GPA is something we really use. So
I mean, when it came to being modest, first of all, yeah, I was going to say something else about Canada, but when it came to being modest, no one in my family knew that I had a YouTube channel until last year, and I was making a lot from
Really?
it. Yeah. And
Wow.
they say
have it secret.
he's super modest about something that's major and people wish they can do. I just found it a little bit like my sister doesn't think it's a real job, but I don't care. Screw her opinion.
I mean,
But-
like, as long as, like, I feel like as long as you feel that it's a real job, it's a real job.
Yeah, for sure.
It is a real job. It's something I enjoy doing, but I always make sure I interact with the fans. I listen to them. I'm not one of those guys who says, I don't take requests. I only do what I want
Yeah.
because requests are annoying. Like,
Same here.
I appreciate requests. I like getting them because it helps me think of ideas for videos, and I also like to give fans, videos that they would like. And with 3D Origins, it's not canceled, but I feel like I could make them more interesting, and I'll listen to feedback and stuff. I have no problem
Yeah.
with that. But also, I remember my trip to Toronto in 2011, it was 16 degrees Celsius, and they said, spent a nice warm day. We finally got warm weather, and I was
Oh.
wearing a freaking jacket.
Oh, is
Okay,
that-
so basically,
Like a
Nintendo Universe said a question. Do you plan on bringing the Realm up again? Actually, I'm playing on the Realm that I just opened back up a couple weeks ago. So I guess that answers your question. I actually did open up the Realm. I know you've been inactive a lot for certain reasons, Nintendo Universe, but this is actually the Realm that I opened back up. So
But Reese, it's cool that you're traveling to all these different states. But personally, when it comes to travel, I'm a lot more interested in international travel.
I'm kind of
Then-
interested in like everything because like if I'm not able to travel internationally, I'll just travel between the states. But I always do like to travel to other countries too. Like I really like to go to Canada, and
Mhm.
I've also been to Mexico and the Bahamas, and I want to go to Europe sometime, like specifically Italy.
Yeah, Italy, it seems very similar to Greece in a lot of ways, and I love Greece. That's where my family's from. And I definitely plan on spending a lot more time there, and with YouTube, I can just, get an internet connection and
Yeah, the
work
internet.
from there. Internet's significantly cheaper too. Sometimes people pay like $200 a month in the US, but it's like 25 euro in Greece. But
Yeah, pretty
it's
much.
very
Like the only
Greece is a very interesting country.
place I've pretty much been to, other than U.S. and Canada, is we actually went in 2019 to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It was pretty nice. It was hot, but it was pretty cool.
Speaking of republics, if you have a US passport, I believe the only country you can't go to is North Korea, aka the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. You're allowed to go, Anton. If you ever want to go to North Korea, you can. But
Not that I
Trump
want to go there
banned US
anyway.
citizens from going. You wanted
They'll
to go
definitely
there?
have
No,
lots
I
of
said
retro
not. I
games
said
there.
not. I said not that I wanted to go to there anyway. That's like the last thing I wanted. Actually, no. The last thing that I want to do is play Sticker Star.
So you'd rather go to North Korea than play Sticker Star?
Maybe I'd say it's tied.
Yeah, like Canada weather, like usually here it's like, I mean today was like 30 degrees Celsius, so it was quite hot, but it's like around like fall that that's just getting really cold, and then we have like ice storms, and then snow gets bad. Like we had snow days for like multiple days in a row sometimes. Like I think it was like 3 days that was like the longest we had a snow day for, but I guess now they can't really do snow days anymore.
I mean,
So-
a bit of snow down in Florida, but we got hurricanes. But with Greece, I would probably get citizenship there, but all men are forced to go into the military for 9 months, and I'm not sure if I'd want to do that.
I see.
It's because their neighbor, Turkey, is a constant conflict with them. I've also been in Turkey, and if I could tell you what it's like going there, and it was a very surreal experience to say the least. So, I went to Kuşadası, Turkey, which is essentially the Cozumel of Turkey, and they took us to a place called Ephesus, which is Greek land that they claim as their own. And being a Greek in Turkey, I kept on the low radar for that, and they're saying this is our culture. Meanwhile, there's Greek writing everywhere. It's like if someone stole your homework and wrote their name on it, pretty much.
You know,
So then we go.
yeah, it's kind of like how like basically it kind of reminds me of how both the US and Canada and like other countries took over like Native American land.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. That's pretty much what it was like. So then we go into this place where they're making carpets that are beautifully detailed, handmade, take 8 months to make, and they're only like 4,000 US dollars. Then, going on the bus, there's a picture of their first leader, Mustafa Ataturk, and I was asking who I was with, why is there a picture of him? Why is it there everywhere? And he said, ask me that in Greece. We're not in a free country now. It's a semi-dictatorship. But it was interesting going there to say the least. They also had a Domino's and KFC, which I found very bizarre.
Hmm.
And also, there was a bazaar there, like an actual bazaar. Guess what they were selling? They had stores literally called Genuine Fake Watches selling fake Rolexes. I actually got a few. And what they do is they go up to you and run to you trying to sell them to you. And you could get them pretty cheap too. I honestly wish I knew more about Rolexes because I probably would have gotten a few.
They were like fakes or like pretty cheap ones.
Oh, they were bootlegs for sure, but they call them genuine fake watches. You
I
know the
see.
fake watches are the highest quality. Meanwhile,
When
in
the-
Greece,
Yeah.
there are the places where you can get the fake watches, but they have to hide them so that, you know, if the Rolex team comes in or something, there's
The
no
Nintendo.
such thing as intellectual property protection in Turkey or China. It doesn't exist.
Okay, let's not get into the China discussion this time.
Yeah, like
It's just
I think the
about
best thing is like the
intellectual property.
bootleg Nintendo games. Those are the greatest things to exist, and I honestly wish I had more of them, other than just 3 Game Boy cartridges.
So, anyways,
Good one.
the stream has been going on for a while, so I want to go ahead
Yeah.
and end it. So,
Alrighty.
thank you guys for watching
Can
the
I just say
stream.
one thing before you end it? You
Yes.
gotta play Seven Granddad.
Yes.
Yeah. I have played that game. It's I'm glad it exists.
So, yeah, anyways,